a global company and a CEO of Indian origin. This has to have popped up in conversations between you and your friends over the last few months, especially with Parag Agrawal being appointed as the CEO of Twitter. Hell, even the world's richest man acknowledged India's talent. And it's really something to think about, right? Why are there so many Indian CEOs? From Google to Microsoft, from Adobe to WeWork, and now Twitter. There are so many Indian CEOs or CEOs of Indian origin at these big tech companies. Now, some might say the reason is obvious. Indians are everywhere. For a country having around 15 to 20% of the world's population, what's the big deal about us having top jobs at these companies? The odds favor us. But it can't just be that, right? Well, it isn't. It's not a coincidence that Indians are ruling these tech giants.
मेरा बेटा engineer बनेगा.
Indian parents in general have always been obsessed with STEM, which is science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. For a kid growing up in the 80s or 90s, doctors and engineers were usually the first two professions fed into their consciousness. It's kind of a running joke in India that people first complete engineering and then get to decide what they want to do for the rest of their life. And many of these students take the US route, do their bachelor's from India, and then go to America for further studies. And this is what the CEOs have primarily done. Google's Sundar Pichai, Twitter's Parag Agrawal, IBM's Arvind Krishna, and some others are products of the Indian Institute of Technology, whereas others such as Microsoft's Satya Nadella have also done their bachelor's in India before moving to the US. But why the USA? Top-tier education with reputed institutions, academic flexibility, and cultural diversity are some of the reasons why the US has been amongst the most sought-after education hubs in the world. These CEOs went on to pursue their further education in the US. Some did masters, some did MBAs, and some got their PhDs. But they could have chosen to come back to their native land after all of this. They didn't. A lot of major tech companies in the world are based in the US. If one really wants to rule the tech world, America is the place to be. And there's another strong reason. If you're wondering how much the difference would be, a Bloomberg report in 2017 stated that back then, the money a CEO in the US made was almost 10 times that of a CEO in India. Now, I know what you're thinking. When these guys passed out, it's not like their first thought was, I'm going to be a CEO. And you're right. But let's keep aside the salary of a CEO for now. Let's look at the per capita income of people in the US and in India. And you can see the stark contrast between the two. Add to the fact that the standard of living in the US is much better. A report attributes this moving out of Indians with these aspirations to the fact that many big Indian companies are headed by family members rather than professional executives. While deconstructing the success of Indians in US companies, Chris Dong, an official who worked at Microsoft and Cisco, summed up the route high-achieving Indians in the US tech companies usually take. They start off as engineers and then manage products. Dong also says that rotations in different product or business units also help understanding the strategies and the operations of the firm, which aids high-level management. But how come these Indians end up leading their respective companies? Well, there might not be an exact science to it, but there are certain values that Indians are brought up with, which might indicate why so many of them end up as leaders. Let's start from the beginning. Upbringing in a middle-class home. Take Sundar Pichai for instance, the man who heads the platform that is probably the most recognizable in the world right now. Grew up in a 2-bedroom house in Chennai. In fact, when he had to go study in Stanford, Sundar revealed his father had to spend a year's salary to ensure he sits on that flight to the US. The middle-class upbringing has with them the habit of hard work and resilience, which holds anyone in good stead. Add to this the fact that India is a land of diverse cultures, religions, and languages. Living in India in one's formative years does make a person more adaptive, which also helps them to react better to change and uncertainty. Ask people in business and they'll tell you that change and uncertainty is what business is all about. Making your way up in a foreign land also teaches you a lot of lessons, which in turn equips you to be a better leader. Another thing that's common between these Indian origin CEOs is loyalty to the firm. Microsoft's Satya Nadella was appointed as CEO in 2014, but not many know that he's been with Microsoft for around 30 years now. 21 to 22 years in Microsoft before he was made CEO. It took Arvind Krishna 30 years to become IBM CEO after joining it in 1990. Indra Nooyi was with PepsiCo for about 12 years before she was named the CEO. Even Sundar Pichai was made the CEO of Google 11 years after he joined. Twitter's Parag Agarwal, Adobe's Shantanu Narayan are other such examples of those who had close to a decade of experience at the company before they started heading it. In today's world where allegiance is hard to find, such commitment and loyalty reflects the confidence of these high-flying individuals in the entity's vision. And it's only obvious that the entity will reciprocate, provided the other important considerations are in place. Indians are not just ruling the roost when it comes to being executives of companies. A 2012 report stated that of the total engineering and tech companies founded by immigrants in the US, between 2006 and 2012, around 33% were founded by Indians. Yes, that's 1/3 of them. In fact, Your Story reported that since 2012, more than 25 Indian founded companies saw mergers and acquisitions worth more than $500 million each. And this was just till 2017. If you ever thought about how our old friend China is behind India in the CEOs of global companies lineup, there are two theories amongst a few that stand out for me. One is English. Many good students in India tend to be proficient in English, which helps them adapt better when they move to a country like the US. The other is a cultural finding in a study that states that East Asians may be culturally less inclined to speak up, whereas South Asian cultures encourage debate and argumentation. The latter works well in the American culture, which encourages assertive communication. While credit goes to the US for spotting and nurturing Indian talent and giving them tons of opportunities, it has to be noted that the traits these Indians have, like adaptability, resourcefulness, loyalty, goes a really long way in making them who they are today and making us proud as a result. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like, share and subscribe. We at Nutshell love exploring different stories and breaking down complex subjects to bring value to your newsfeed. So if there's something you'd like us to cover, don't forget to tell us in the comments.